Welcome back to our Afternoon Express Cook-Along, where we are joined, Chef Dumi and I, by our guest chef, Chef Aisha. Now, you have just been walking us through quite well, Net Dumi, step by step as to how to create delicious sweet treats in our own kitchens. So next up, we've got something Easter-inspired as we usher in the Easter holidays.
So we've got a hot cross bun bread pudding. And this is, I think in the name itself, it's there. It's warm, it's delicious. You can have it on your own. You can have it with extra custard. You could have it with ice cream. Just go to town on how you want to have that.
I love that. Make it your own here. But also, good luck, Queen, because I love myself when I hot cross buns. During Easter, it's what I take through breakfast, lunch, and supper. Cut it open, have some cheese, eat it up.
My favorite way as well. Definitely with cheese. Always.
So good luck. So what am I going to be doing in this recipe? So because girl, I got the gold.
You got the gold on there. So you're going to be working with that. I'm going to ask you to just, each hot cross bun, slice it up into bite-sized portions, and then we are going to layer it into our baking dish. But before we do that, we do need to grease our baking dish with some little bit of butter.
Whilst I'm on the bread station, quite happily. So what will you guys be doing on that
We
side?
are going to be moving over to the custard. So we are using, obviously, our Clover classic custard. I've got about 1 box of this. You don't have to use, depending on the size of the pudding you're making. So we're just going to do that. That's a lovely sound. We're going to be doing that. And then we're going to be adding about 1 cup of milk.
Okay.
And then also the thing that I have is 1 egg. So essentially you don't have to add the egg because what a bread pudding consists of, the liquid, is essentially making a custard first with your eggs, your milk and your vanilla and whatever. So now we've gone and eliminated all of that with this fabulous box over here. But what I am adding the egg for is, you want stability. So an egg is going to add that coagulation, and you want to make sure that once it comes out of the oven and while it's baking, it's not just a liquid mess at the bottom. It actually bakes and it soaks through your hot cross buns, and it creates a nice little... there's no way to describe. It's there,
Which makes sense. What you were saying about Balisa cutting those into equal portions, equal sizes. Because the one thing you do not want is when you put that, pour that beautiful mixture over the hot cross bun, you don't want to have soggy bottoms.
No,
and then
you don't.
And then the rest of it is just like a couple of crispy parts. Because the whole thing about bread pudding, the reason why people don't like bread pudding, I've come to realize, is the labor that goes with it.
It is.
And you've eliminated all of that.
Look at that. Simple, done. Custard finished.
You've got the vanilla flavor.
You've got the vanilla flavor. Yes, you've got the creaminess from the milk and the egg as well, which is an added richness.
So on my side here as well, I've already added butter to the pan.
Put that in there.
So simple.
Yes.
And then now I just layer.
You're going to create some nice layers in there. Just pack it nice and tight. You will make sure there's no gaps in there.
My producer was asking me earlier on if we bake in the hot cross buns. Guys, if you've got... If you really feel like you want to, knock everyone out in your neighborhood and bake up those hot cross buns, you're more than welcome to. Because I feel like the fresher those hot cross buns are, the better. Because those flavors of the hot cross bun and the sultanas and then whatever you choose to put in there, that basically, the only problem you'll have is now you're going to have to invite the whole neighborhood.
I was going to say, and the smell alone will be coming out of your home. You'll be having people knocking on the door, asking, hi, can we come in?
Exactly. But this is what the fun part about these kind of desserts are, is that you can make so much of it and then everyone gets involved.
Everybody can have. She's done. Look at her waiting for us. We're just having a fat conversation.
I love it. No, because it is this kind of banter that we need in the kitchen, essentially. Because this is how we learn. It's a masterclass, essentially. And a lot of us are approaching this Easter season very tentatively, very afraid, making sure that we want to make it perfect for the entire family, especially after last year's Easter. A lot of people last year spent Easter alone, as we were under very strict lockdown level 5 restrictions. But now we're a little bit opened up. So this is essentially something that we want to create those memories again. And making memories essentially starts in the kitchen.
That's what I say. Food is the one thing that connects absolutely everyone. And speaking of level 5 lockdown, was so funny, as I was saying to someone that it was weird. It was just amazing, actually, to see absolutely every single one around the world, connecting and sharing recipes over the same thing. I mean, banana bread, let's not even get started. There wasn't a single person on the planet that was not making banana bread.
I'm telling you, and banana bread was the Beyonce, I think, of baked goods during
she
lockdown.
was definitely the star of lockdown.
But today we've got a different star.
Yes, we've got a different star. So you've done the beautiful job of this, and so now we are going to be adding our custard. Just pour that over, and you want to make sure that you get enough that it soaks into that hot cross bun. There we go. Obviously, if you're making a much bigger one, you would then be using all of your custard. And look at that. We just want to give that a swirl to make sure get on top. Yeah, look at that.
Because another thing that's going to happen is because you've added that egg, it's going to create that nice little eggy custard
it's going
mixture.
to be a lovely custard mixture.
And then because we've got the flavor of the Clover Classic custard, it's basically once you take it out, it's going to be nice and crusted on the top and nice and gooey in the
nice
center.
and soft in the middle.
Fudgy.
That's going to be a good thing. So we are going to be baking this at 180 degrees for about, well, depending on the size, I'm going to go with about half an hour.
Okay.
So 30 minutes, 35 minutes, but always you can do a test. So when it comes out of the oven, this is a thing as well, a little test. If you're making a bread pudding, don't be afraid, get your hands in there. So you want to just press it down. And if you still have liquid coming up, it's not done. It's definitely not done. But you want to have a nice little spring and bounce and no egg mixture coming up, then it's perfectly done.
So that goes straight into the oven. And then when it comes out, essentially, is that what you use to decorate?
That is our finished product. So you can see we've got some nice toasty tops, which is always what you want in night. That's a pudding. It's got to have a little bit of a crispy top, a nice soft bottom, and something that you have with everyone. I mean, you just get a spoon in there with your family, and you go into it.
You dig in. So Chef Aisha, I mean, just to dive back into your background as a chef, girlfriend, you seem like you know your business. And knowing business goes both ways in the kitchen. Not only do you need to know what happens in the kitchen, but your books also have to level out and equal out and balance out. So as an entrepreneur, how have you found it working within the food industry?
The food industry, I mean, I want to say it's a big industry, but it's also very small. So, I mean, there's a group of people, I mean, everybody kind of sort of knows each other. And there's a camaraderie that builds. And like you said, I mean, Clem family. You know, I've worked with them before, and then there's somebody that knows him that's worked with him, and I think your resident chef here in the kitchen as well. I think we studied together. We all went to the same school and everything. So it's a very small industry in Cape Town, but it's a good one. You know, it's a very good one, and everybody knows each other, and it's lovely.
I'm all for it. Yeah. Collaboration over competition. Now, Mzansi, again, I have to...
a good one.
Right? I should be a life coach, Joe. So, South Africa, please just head over to our website if you want the full ingredients list and recipe to be baking along with us. Now, after the break, you also have more sweetness, more decadence. I love it. What are we making?
The next one we are going to be doing is... this one is my favorite. It's a panna cotta. We've got a custard panna cotta. It is delicious.
Looking forward to learning how to make that coming up.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
The classic range from Clover, timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.